Alright, welcome back to the 3D Creator channel. In this episode, I'm going to do a Solidworks design. And this is actually two of these machines here belong to two lady friends of mine, which is a lot of fun. They're actually young and fun and attractive and enjoy. I actually met them out off-roading. So, I was out on my electric bike here that you can see, and shows some other videos. And I was out on my electric mountain bike one day. I also have a Can-Am much like this, except a couple years older and very hopped up. This one's actually brand new. We've been out in it maybe 3 or 4 times. And the Kawasaki in the background that you can see, the blue one. Not the white one. This is also a Kawasaki KRX, but the blue one here, Kawasaki KRX, belongs to the other young lady. And that's brand new. And I have been helping them with some work on them recently, installing this bumper, the winch that goes in it, windshield, roof, stereo on the Kawasaki yesterday. What else have I? Oh, I did the windshield wiper that's not shown here. I did it after this picture. And so anyway, doing all this work on these machines, and they have a lot of those plastic rivets. So yeah, they have a lot of these plastic rivets you may or may not have seen in automotive, a lot of automotive stuff. And the funny thing was on the Can-Am here, I was able to, with pliers, pop most of them out without too much difficulty. And regretfully, because I brought a whole bunch of tools with me to the shop where the machine was at, and didn't bring my little pry bar, sort of like, did it just show? Yeah, sort of like this red guy here. But I have some plastic ones that are, so you don't mark, they're just cheap ones. But so these are one option, but I saw also some pliers that some of the pros using in a video. And I sidetracked myself. So the thing is, what happened is they came out fairly easily on the Can-Am without too much struggle, but there's a lot of them. And then on the Kawasaki yesterday, I did the stereo on it, and there were a million of those plastic rivets. And on the Kawasaki, for whatever reason, they did not want to come out without the proper tool. And so I'd grab the head with the pliers as I did on the Can-Am successfully, and it would just damage the head, and I couldn't pull them out that way for some reason on the Kawasaki. And so I had to pry them all out with screwdrivers, and that was a big hassle. And so I decided I am going to design it in 3D print a pair of pliers designed to pull those rivets out much more efficiently. And I just want to see, I didn't really get a close-up of the tool that they were using, and I'm just curious to see if I can, yeah, so it was much like I guess this is a decent picture. So it has kind of these fingers that go in behind them and allow you to pull them up. And so I want to make something like that I can 3D print one piece, probably rather than a hinge, just like a compliant mechanism, I think. And I think I should be able to pull it off. Or I should, if I can't, then I should just go home. But, you know, I'm already home. So instead I'm going to pull it off. So if I go back into my SolidWorks, we can get started. And a new part. Alright. So let's just make a sketch here, and this is going to approximate the center. And I hate when this thing flashes black like that. I'm going to try to bear with it. I'll probably get sick of it and restart. It only does it once in a while, and I have to restart to get it to stop. But it doesn't seem to be as bad as sometimes it is. Okay, so let's say the tool is going to be, I don't know, 7 inches long, 8 inches long. Let's make it 8 inches long. So that's just representing the overall. And then, so here's basically my hinge area. And I'll put a center line because I'm going to mirror these. So I'm starting to get slightly annoyed by the flashing there, but that's okay. I guess I'll just make this blunt for now. I want to say that I want the, so right, this is basically going to be the tip of the tool. Alright, and I'm going to make this part, the height of it, or the length of it I should say, it's going to be pretty thin so it can get behind those. So I'm going to say 50 thousandths. Okay, and I want the distance of this when they're not deflected to be, I mean, I think probably a ½ inch will be smart, because that way it'll be, I'll have plenty of clearance, and I can probably also use it on multiple sizes of rivets. But although they seem to be very similar size on both machines, the Can-Am and the Kawasaki, like I say, I also have a Can-Am, and like my Ram 1500 has some of these, a lot of these rivets on it also, and so it'd be good to just have some of these around. So back to here. I probably, this angle is probably okay. This angle's probably good, and I'm just going to define them where they are rather than have them just misbehave on me. And then I'm going to have this, I'm going to have something like this, and I'm going to fix this point just to fix things in space. I will probably, you know what, actually I'm going to dimension it from the pivot point. That way it'll be easier to adjust it later. Alright, so now those are fully defined except for the tips. I'm going to trim this guy here, and I want this, this doesn't need to be very far. This can probably be like 3/16, so 0.19. 0.1875 is 3/16 of an inch. That looks bigger than I expected it, but it's probably about right. I think an eighth inch. It's probably actually like an 1/8 inch, or even 3/32, but I want to go 3/16 just to give me a little extra headroom there. Call that 50. Gee, that might be too. I'm gonna make this 40 thousandths, just to be on the safe side, to make sure it'll dig under there. But I also want it to pull it up a little bit. That's the thing. So yeah, I'm going to call it that for now. And of course we're going to test this, and it's not going to work, and so we're going to adjust it until it works. I'm exaggerating. It might work. It'll work a little bit. I'm pretty confident. I'll probably do it out of nylon, so it'll be pretty strong. Alright, let's just extend this guy back. And I don't want these to deflect, so I'm going to make this fairly tapered, so it'll be pretty rigid. So when I squeeze, yeah, I need to bring this. I'm gonna do a little trick here where I go like so. This will be construction, and that's already tangent. And I actually want this. Yeah, I guess if I make these two tangent, I would make this one a little further away, but this one tangent, that'll be close enough to good. Let's put this, let's define this angle also. So I just want it to be fully defined. And that way, now I can bring this shorter, because I want to have quite a bit of leverage on this. And I don't need a lot of clearance.